For a good majority of my life as a Mormon, my worth has been tied to whether or not I can hold this piece of paper. This is a temple recommend, and to get one of these pieces of paper, you have to go through worthiness interviews or temple recommend interviews. How you answer the 15 or so questions that are in a temple recommend interview determines your worth as a member of the church. If you answer any of those questions in a way that your bishop or stake president doesn't agree with, you can be kept from getting a recommend, and therefore kept from the temple, kept from very big life events of family members, such as temple sealings or endowments or whatnot. This piece of paper as a Mormon was very, very precious to me because I heard lots and lots of things like this.
Qualify to enter the temple of God. Secure a temple recommend and regard it as a precious possession, for such it is.
Whether or not you are worthy to hold a temple recommend is of great importance in Mormonism. And the way they talk about it feeds into an us versus them mentality. Those who are worthy and those who are not worthy.
Preparation also includes qualification for a temple recommend. Our Redeemer requires that his temples be protected from desecration. No unclean thing may enter his hallowed house.
Did you hear what he said there? This is probably one of the more harmful pieces of Mormonism. They hijack your worth as a person and use it as a way to control you. You're expected to follow all the rules. If you don't follow those rules, you're excluded from the temple. If you don't have a temple recommend, you are seen as unclean. You are seen as unworthy. Everybody has inherent worth, and preaching otherwise from the pulpit is harmful because of the indoctrination that young kids get in Mormonism. It's a foregone conclusion that you're supposed to go to the temple. To get there, you have to be worthy. You have to follow all the steps and all the rules. In the long run, it's not really a choice. It's not a choice to go to the temple. The decision has already been made for you.
Parents of young children, may I share with you some sage advice from President Spencer W. Kimball. Said he, it would be a fine thing if parents would have in every bedroom in their house a picture of the temple, so their children, from the time they're infants, could look at the picture every day until it becomes a part of their life. When they reach the age that they need to make the very important decision concerning going to the temple, it will have already been made.
This is the kind of thing that makes me question whether or not I had free agency in Mormonism. Did the indoctrination take that from me? To be able to go in a Mormon temple, you have to have a current temple recommend. This piece of paper, except current, mine's not. And for the first time this month, I missed out on a temple ceremony of a family member who was getting married. I had a lot of feelings about it, was very unsure about whether or not I was going to sit outside the temple because my husband and I weren't too keen on being excluded. Now, the family did make a good effort to make sure that they had a ring ceremony, that those who weren't active members or didn't believe in the church could participate in the wedding. The night before the wedding, we found out that the bride's dress was too long. And my sister-in-law and I spent most of the night up until about 3:30 in the morning altering this dress and weren't finished. The bride needed to take pictures early in the morning, and so we figured, okay, we will finish altering the dress at the temple after her pictures are taken. So while the bride's inside taking off her dress and getting ready, I am sitting in the waiting area of the temple while everybody is passing through the next set of doors and going inside. And as I sat there waiting for the bride's dress to come out so I could help hand sew a couple pieces on there, I realized that I did not feel any less worthy than I did when I went through the temple my last time in 2019, or when I went through the temple for my first time in 2007. Something in the back of my head told me I still wasn't good enough before that point because of the intense indoctrination I got around this piece of paper. But my worth is not determined by this, and neither is yours. Your worth as a person is not determined by how you answer those questions in a temple recommend interview. You are worthy as a person either way.